yeah. I mean, I think the very first thing you need to do is show people the fundamentals. The financials are improving, and under John Chen's leadership, our new CEO, we've dramatically improved our financial fundamentals. That's really step number one, and we're ahead of plan in terms of what we want to do there. And I think the market is starting to see that. I mean, just in my position, the conversations I'm able to have now with customers and partners have stopped being so much about, is BlackBerry going to be survive, and more about, okay, so what new solutions do you have? Tell me about the BlackBerry Passport. What else is coming out? So I think there's a shift and a little bit more of an openness to, okay, BlackBerry's going to be around. What do you guys got for me? Yeah, so this device is very much targeted on what we call the power professional. And the power professional is somebody who wants to be highly productive on their device, primarily for work. And that means lots of messaging that they have to deal with, emails, text, BBM, social conversations relevant to work, et cetera. But also they're looking at a lot of documents, whether it's PowerPoint documents or websites or images, graphs, et cetera. So when you add all that up, the Passport really is solving that need, and it does it in a couple ways. One is with the square screen, which is really optimal for reading a lot of messages, reading a lot of information, looking at documents where you don't have to scroll around so much. You can basically just see it right there in front of you. And also it's got the keyboard, which comes back so you can be really fast and very, very effective on getting through those work-related items. When we were looking at designing a device that would be able to do all that, one of the things that we got inspired by is an actual passport, like the passports that we use to travel. It's kind of the ultimate mobile document, if you will. And so we ended up getting very inspired by that and applying that form factor to what we call today the BlackBerry Passport. Yeah, I mean, I think there's in some ways not as much of a learning curve as you would think. I mean, you made the point that the full touch devices came out, and a lot of people struggle with that, and we all had to learn how to use it. A keyboard is not something that a lot of us need to learn. We're already familiar with that. We're used to that, both whether it's on our laptop device or a desktop device. And so in some ways the learning curve is basically not that hard, because it's like, finally I got a keyboard back again, and I'm used to that and I can move very quickly on that. Some of the features on the device, however, yeah, there's a bit of a learning curve to understand, this is how I can be more productive. This is something that I can do that's very unique to the BlackBerry Passport. And of course there's some learning involved there, but it's not super intensive. I think the two things that strike people right away are there's a keyboard, and this keyboard is amazing because it's both an actual inputting device, but you can also swipe your finger across it and use it very similar to the way that you would on an all-touch device. So it really performs, both of those functions. And then the other one is the square screen, which is different. I mean, the world is full of rectangular, smartphones, and we can't even keep track of the sameness in that space. So when you see a square, there's a little bit of a mental learning curve just to get used to that vision and get used to that shape. But once you're used to it, you love it. Yeah, I think, again, what we do is focus on making our users productive, okay? And we have devices that span different segments. So for example, we have our Z3 device, which is an all-touch device at a lower price point. And then, today we announced the BlackBerry Passport, which is really a premium smartphone. But this week we also announced an even higher-end phone, which we did in combination with Porsche design. So I think we're always looking to build towards that end user that wants to be highly productive, whether it's a physical keyboard, sometimes that makes sense, sometimes not, or an all-touch device. And in some cases, like in the Passport, we combine our innovation on those two areas. So it's not an either or. We certainly feel like the keyboard is something that's been missed, and we definitely believe there's a broader segment out there than most people realize that would love to have a keyboard to be able to get through their busy day. Yeah, I mean, I think coolness is in some ways it's around innovation. Is it something different and innovative? Is it something that I would like to show off? Something that I personally would like to use? Something that allows me to do cool things? The Passport, it definitely is a distinctive device. It's a unique device. It's a beautiful device. It's different. So some people would say, I want to be different. I like being different. I don't want to be just dumped into the sameness of every other device. As well as, you know, some of the applications that we announced today, like BlackBerry Blend, is super cool, right? The fact that you can work across all your devices and access all your documents very seamlessly, not miss a text message when you're in front of a laptop, for example. These are cool features. So it's at the end of the day, I think it's about innovation. And if people see the innovation, they're going to think that's cool. Yeah, security is always a #1 focus for BlackBerry. It has been from day one. We design all our solutions with security in mind. And in the BlackBerry Passport and the 10.3 operating system that we just released around the Passport, you can see this capability that we've introduced to separate what we call your secure workspace from your personal space. So what that means is you'll have one segment of applications which are, quote, work enabled and have been vetted primarily just for work. And that's separated literally in the software from the applications that you would just use in your normal personal life. So we're providing that capability on the same phone to be able to disaggregate between your work life and your personal life. That's one example. We bought a company recently, a German-based company called SecuSmart. The deal has not closed yet, but we expect that to happen relatively soon. This company adds encryption capabilities primarily around voice. So one of the areas that most of us assume is secure, or one of the most personal things you can do is a voice call, it's not secure, right? So we're going to be able to provide a very easy way for people to, when they make a phone call, to literally select Go Secure and to make an encrypted phone call. So that's another example of how BlackBerry just keeps leapfrogging the competition in terms of how we provide secure solutions for our end users. India is a critical market for us, and we love all our Indian fans around BlackBerry, and we very much value that. When we launched the Z3 device, we had our eye on India as being a major market for that. It's done very well. But obviously the Passport device as well will be distributed globally. And you know, India is a critical market for us. So when we're thinking about where we launch a device and when we're thinking about the features that should be in that device, et cetera, India is always top of mind in terms of what do we feel like we need that's very unique to that market segment. And then obviously making sure that we've got the distribution to get the phones into the hands of consumers. So it will always remain a very important market for us. Well, BBM is, you know, pacing towards 100 million monthly active users. It's one of the fastest growing applications that we have in the whole company. So BBM is very, very vibrant. And what we've done is it's very unique because it's secure. Those messages go through the actual BlackBerry network. They go through our own NOCs. They're encrypted messages. So it's very secure, and that's enabled us to go into some new BBM solutions, like we recently announced BBM Money. So you can now do actual money transfer and airtime transfer by using your BBM application. So you look for us to continue to expand our BBM offerings. We're very bullish on BBM and how well it's doing.